Hello everyone, Alphlond here, and welcome to this new series called Alphlond Responds. Today's response is to a video by Eric Dubay titled, What is Above, Below, and Beyond the Flat Earth?, in which, predictably, Dubay makes excuses for why he has no answers. Brace yourselves, folks, this is going to be a bumpy ride.
3 related questions frequently asked by people first coming across this subject, all of which share similar answers, are what is over, under, and outside of the flat Earth.
All legitimate, valid questions, and I, for one, can't wait to hear your answers.
The shortest and most honest answer is that ultimately, we don't know what is above, below, and beyond the Earth.
So, by your own admission, your flat Earth model is incomplete? Not a very satisfying or sufficient answer, but it's a step in the right direction.
In reality, globe believers themselves also don't know what exists in the deep recesses of the Earth, any more than they know what exists in the depths of their infinite vacuum space.
Yes we do. We've done scientific experiments to show us what's inside Earth, as well as explorations and observations to show us what's outside the Earth and in space.
But they are given definitive answers about both in the form of stories and CGI images by their heliocentric priests.
No, they're not stories or CGI. Just calling them CGI does not make them such. And heliocentric globe Earth priests? Don't make me laugh. The heliocentric globe Earth model is based on scientific facts and observation, whereas your flat Earth movement is a dying cult based on a joke by Samuel Rowbottom. So if anything, you're the priest pushing faith-based, fact-free religious teaching, all while denying that you follow any religion.
As one of their own, Richard Feynman, eloquently stated, however, quote, I would rather have questions that cannot be answered than answers that cannot be questioned.
On that I couldn't agree more, but you, like all other flat earthers, Eric, don't like anyone questioning your flat earth dogma. Us regular folk are more open-minded, but we find no point in questioning established facts.
The globe model claims that the ball Earth is divided into several layers, starting with an 800-mile thick iron and nickel inner core.
Actually, it's 1,390 miles in diameter and made of iron, nickel, and cobalt.
Encased by a 1,400-mile wide molten metal magma outer core.
Molten metal, not magma. Get it right. See, Eric, this kind of confusion is what I've come to expect from flat earthers, not knowing the difference between molten magma and molten metal. No wonder people rightly call flat earth unscientific.
Surrounded by 1,800 miles of magnesium-rich mantle, and topped with a 10 to 20-mile basalt and granite crust. This is taught as fact in textbooks and geology classrooms worldwide, yet the only evidence offered is that experts claim to have made these very specific determinations through reading seismic waves during earthquakes.
And that's a problem because... Oh, now I get it. Eric Dubay doesn't understand how seismic waves work. Think about it this way, Eric. Have you ever looked at an ultrasound? Do you understand how we are able to see a baby in the womb with high-frequency sound waves? If not, then it's unlikely you can understand how measuring seismic waves during an earthquake can give us a kind of sonogram for the Earth. Different densities of rock and molten metal inside the Earth refract seismic waves in certain ways, and based on that, we can accurately determine what the internal structure of the Earth looks like. Maybe do a little more careful reading in your textbooks or online.
As far as physical, demonstrable proof is concerned, the deepest drilling operation in history, the Russian Kola Super Deep borehole, spent nearly 2 decades and countless busted drills, only to succeed in reaching less than 8 miles down, not even breaking through the crust. Therefore, in reality, neither globe defenders nor flat earthers truly know what exists beneath the 8 miles we have bored through.
We don't have to bore all the way through the Earth to know what's inside it any more than we would need to cut open a womb to see an unborn child. I have just explained why, but it will probably go way over your head, Eric.
Regarding what exists above and beyond, the globe model answers both with claims of billions and trillions of stars and planets light years away, shooting through infinitely expanding vacuum space. Even though not a single scientist, astronomer, or astronaut has actually traveled to a single one of these to confirm such claims.
Eric, you can deny the moon landing all you want. It's not going to change the fact that we did go there. And you can scream fake, photoshopped, and CGI till you cut your tongue on your teeth. It won't negate the reality. The fact is, there's overwhelming evidence to support the story, as you put it, but because you lack the intellectual capability to understand the science, no amount of evidence will mean anything to you and would serve only to confuse you further.
The entire story is taught and believed as gospel truth. When it comes to terrestrial matters like the shape of the Earth, there are hundreds of empirical, demonstrable, and repeatable experiments which prove beyond any shadow of doubt that the Earth is a stationary level plane.
Ah yes, your 200 proofs Earth is not a spinning ball book. Not surprised you'd promote it on yet another one of your videos. And in case you haven't been paying attention, every single one of your 200 proofs has been thoroughly debunked multiple times by multiple people. You simply refuse to acknowledge it, Eric.
But when it comes to celestial matters, such as the luminaries above, these are physically unreachable for experimentation.
No they're not. We've sent multiple probes to Venus and Mars, and unless I'm mistaken, Elon Musk plans to go to Mars someday. We've also sent Voyagers 1 and 2 beyond the orbits of the outer planets and outside of the solar system, so we have seen these faraway objects up close and personal.
So all conclusions about them are simply based on inference and speculation. They can be seen in great detail, however, with less than 100 times zoom, which suggests that they are likely much closer than assumed.
No, it doesn't. Those images you showed at less than 100x zoom are not detailed, they are fuzzy. And that fuzziness is due to refraction of Earth's atmosphere, which is the whole reason why stars twinkle in the nighttime sky. Are you going to reject all close-up space telescope images and even the Hubble telescope itself as fake too, Eric? If so, I would love to hear your reasoning as to why.
As for the question of what exists outside the flat Earth, due to the Antarctic Treaty, signed by all the major world powers, and preventing independent exploration beyond 60 degrees southern latitude, the public is not legally allowed to find out.
Eric, one of three things is happening here. 1, you have never read the Antarctic Treaty. 2, you have read the Antarctic Treaty but do not understand it. 3, you are lying to your audience about what the Antarctic Treaty actually says. Unfortunately for you, I have read the Antarctic Treaty in its entirety, and nowhere does it say that exploration is not allowed south of the 60th parallel. Care to show me where you came up with that one? And ordinary people go to Antarctica all the time. Just Google Antarctica cruise. Even you can go there and see for yourself that what you just said is a lie.
Explorers like Jarl Anderhoy have attempted on several occasions to independently sail to and explore Antarctica, only to be captured by patrol vessels, fined, and imprisoned.
The footage you're showing, Eric, is somewhere between Australia and Tasmania, and it's of someone sailing into an area where Navy vessels are conducting war games. Tasmania is also north of the 45th parallel, so that footage doesn't prove what you claim it does.
Therefore, just as with the answers to what exists above and below, the answer to what exists beyond the flat Earth is unknown.
If that's your answer, Eric, then it's woefully inadequate, lazy, and ultimately unscientific.
Some skeptics suggest there would be an edge at some point. Many ancient cultures and scriptures suggest there exists a barrier in the form of a dome firmament.
And the fact that no such dome or firmament has ever been seen, touched, or proven to exist shows us just why we can't take everything believed by an ancient civilization which lacked our modern benefit of science and technological advancement as gospel. To do so would be an argumentum ad antiquitatem fallacy.
While other maps and theories speculate other outer lands beyond the Antarctic.
There are no other lands beyond the Antarctic, because Antarctica is not an ice wall. It is a continent covered in ice.
Or even an infinite plain. Rather than settle for belief in any such theories, however, genuine, legitimate flat earthers accept that these answers are currently beyond our grasp.
Only because you are too lazy to do even 1 minute worth of actual research and prefer instead to look only at some tinfoil hat websites that reinforce your pre-existing flat earth worldview. And to respond to the picture, yes, you can go to Antarctica. Maybe only to certain places, but the continent is a frozen wasteland. Who would want to go across it? Not to mention that part of the Antarctic Treaty is about preserving the local wildlife for scientific observation. And the reason I keep mentioning the Antarctic Treaty is because I expect you, Eric Dubay, to read the Antarctic Treaty in its entirety and with an open mind. And I will be including a link to the entire treaty in the description of this video. So Eric, if you have any pride and integrity as a flat earther or a truth seeker, or even as a man, you will take up the challenge and read the entire treaty.
And continue to push for full, independent exploration of our realm, as that is the only way we will ever be able to truly confirm the truth.
And you end the video with a very ironic statement about supposedly not being allowed to fully explore the world around us, while at the same time showing you have no intention whatsoever of actually putting your money where your mouth is and exploring. Well, folks, there you have it. My complete debunking of Eric Dubay's Flat Earth video. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, then please drop a like and consider subscribing to me as well. This is Alphlond, signing off.